There's a bill that's coming out in Arizona, and it's already passed the House and Senate in Arizona that is going to tell cops, hey, ask for people's papers, and that if you have a reasonable suspicion someone's an illegal immigrant, you could question them and then arrest them if they can't show you their papers, etc. Now, there's questions as to how it's worded, how it will be applied, but what most people are worried about is enforcement, because how do you tell if someone's an illegal immigrant? Of course, what they're actually going to do is they're going to pull over everybody who's Latino, and that's disastrous, or at least certainly possibly disastrous. That's what Obama's worried about. Let's go to clip number 1.
Responsibility, accountability, common sense, comprehensive immigration reform. Indeed, our failure to act responsibly at the federal level will only open the door to irresponsibility by others. And that includes, for example, the recent efforts in Arizona, which threaten to undermine basic notions of fairness that we cherish as Americans, as well as the trust between police and their communities that is so crucial to keeping us safe. In fact, I've instructed members of my administration to closely monitor the situation and examine the civil rights and other implications of this legislation. But if we continue to fail to act at a federal level, we will continue to see misguided efforts opening up around the country.
Now, of course, conservatives respond to that by saying, how dare he? We're just trying to enforce law and order here. These guys are getting out of hand. We wouldn't do anything crazy against illegal immigrants at all. Really? Well, let's go to a news report of Bill Davis. He's the leader of the Cochise County Militia in Arizona, if I pronounced that right. And then we're going to hear from the Santa Cruz County Sheriff at the end of this clip as well. But let's see if this militia has, good, honest intentions here.
The founder of Cochise County Militia Group says he's looking for a few good combat veterans with kill records. Bill Davis says after the death of Robert Krentz near Douglas, Southern Arizonans can no longer be passive. So he's putting together an armed militia to camp out on the border. Davis says he wants professionals who are not afraid to use deadly force, but also know when and when not to use it.
All we could do is call the Border Patrol and hope they pick them up a mile down the road. Well, we're not going to do that anymore. If we think they're carrying contraband, drugs, weapons, we'll get out in front of them and stop them. They won't get past us.
I think that their presence, as well intended as it may be, is obviously not the right thing to do. It's very risky and it's very dangerous. These individuals that are moving people or drugs through these remote areas of the border will stop at nothing.
All right. Does kill records and deadly force sound like a positive, constructive way to go here? You get these people agitated, you get them worked up, and then he says, I want people who know how to use deadly force. But to be fair to him, he says, sometimes they won't use deadly force. Is he not merciful, right? So now the problem is he says, don't worry, they won't get past us. Look, if they come out there, guns blazing, literally, my guess is they will get past you. And then it'll be an absolute disaster. That dude is going to go up against a Mexican drug gang if they're really bringing in drugs and guns. Good luck to you, Holmes. But I don't think that's a smart move. It's not a smart move for you. It's not a smart move for anybody, let alone the people in the area. And it's got disaster written all over it. Let the authorities, we have cops in the country. That's what I'm worried about. Like government, the conservative argument against government is so thorough and ridiculous that they're like, the cops that won't do anything. I gotta go grab my own gun and they're not gonna get past me. I'm 76 years old. Dude, they're gonna get past you. And it's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help anybody. All right, now, who are the guys encouraging them? Well, let's look at a GOP gubernatorial candidate. His name is Tim James. And it's not like he's riling up the folks, okay? Well, luckily, at least in this ad, he doesn't tell them to grab their guns. And in a Republican ad, it's like now a relief. Clip number 3.
I'm Tim James. Why do our politicians make us give driver's license exams in 12 languages? This is Alabama. We speak English. If you want to live here, learn it. We're only giving that test in English if I'm governor. Maybe it's the businessman in me, but we'll save money. and it makes sense. Does it to you?
Oh, there's so many things I love about that ad. I love the walkthroughs. Like as if he's walking through a room and he's like, and let me tell you something else about that exam. Okay? You know what we do around here? We speak English. I love the look down. Okay, now, I hate to bring it to Tim, but they don't make you take the license exam in 12 different languages. You don't go to the DMV and they're like, all right, today you'll be taking the test in Tagalog. No, if you speak that language, then you take it in that language. If you speak it in English, you take it in English. And look, there's an argument to be made for all of us taking the test in English. And you can be on either side of that argument. But these ads are meant to rile people up. To be like, we speak English around here. Yeah, Tim, you do, but some people don't, right? That's why they offer it in those other languages, because they don't want to discriminate, because it's America, and we're not supposed to discriminate against different people, cultures, ethnicities, languages, etc. You can make the argument that this guy is making without coming off as, you know what, I'm walking through my house. I'm just mad at those people who don't speak English. That makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you?